and welcome. This is Angela Triv. I talked yesterday to Kim Rocco Shields. She's the one that directed Love Is All You Need. This is very personal to me. Love Is All You Need is a short film. Hopefully will be extended to a feature film. I can't wait for that. Wow, it's a short film that flips the tables on what if heterosexuals were the minority? How would it play out? If it would play out the same way that it's playing out now with homosexuals being the minority. This is difficult to listen to. I can't imagine what it's like to experience. Excuse me, my allergies. But again, this is very personal to me. Members of my family being of the minority, and I think of what they've gone through the decades. There's decades of this, and my great aunt Marge, she went to a very fundamental university, John Brown, and became a teacher, got her degree and all that, and she had to hide for the majority of her life. I remember her showing me books of her special friend, as she would call her. I was very naive back then. I was going to a Christian university myself, but I knew I understood, but some things you just don't talk about. Well, I think it's time now that we have an open dialogue. I think it's time now. So, we're going to listen to some promos. I'm going to talk a little bit about Kim Rocco Shields. The more I find out about her, the more impressed I am. Just recently, March 3rd, it was posted. West Hollywood Council names 5 recipients of the Rainbow Key Awards. I wonder if she knows. I mean, I know exactly where she's at right now. And that woman is jaw-dropping. She's unstoppable. She was born to be in film. Born to be in film. And she's making a difference. And that's what this film is about. It's making an impact, emotional, physical impact. It's uncomfortable to listen to. It's uncomfortable to watch. But imagine being in that situation, whoever the minority is. It's hard. It's difficult. This is not for anyone that's under the age of 18. I should hit explicit. I'll fix that later. So let's talk about Kim Rocco Shields. She, in 2008, geared up with a friend of hers and started a Wingspan Pictures Productions. And you can look it up yourself. They have a lot of projects going on. This was done in 2010. It has some of the trailer and behind the scenes also that I'm able to have you guys listen to. She began to study film theory in college, and that's where she learned how the technical art of filmmaking was not just for visual sake, but could affect a person's mind and heart. Rocco was not, that's how they refer to her, Rocco was not interested in making films for the purpose of being famous. And this says a lot for this woman, because she lives in a society where being famous is it. It's all about image. It's all about famous. And I'm just jaw-dropped at how truly authentic she is in making a difference. I mean, she could go the other route. She could sell out, but she's not. She's not selling out. She's being true to her art. She's being true to herself. And that deserves discussion. She brings forth a exciting project, the screenplay. Right now, I can't remember his name. I just watched this the other night, and it was a big impact. Such a big impact that I called her. I found out the production company, and I was able to be transferred to her. Let me put it that way. I don't think that number is public, nor should it be. But I was able to speak with her on many different topics, and I plan to do a commentary, a response to the film so that others can see that this film, this 19-minute film, short film, is worth watching. You may be a right-wing fundamentalist. This show is worth watching. Because God, I really believe that the God who I know to be God is not mean. There's so many different aspects of the Bible. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not. But I am here to talk about possibilities. And I believe in the joy of existence, without which the universe would fall apart. It's called Ananda. It's one of my favorite words. It's from Sanskrit. It's older than Hebrew or Greek. The joy in existence. You deserve to have that. I deserve to have that. You know, on my show, Truth Talks Radio, which is not the show I'm doing this on, every voice has value. I can't express how strongly I feel about that. You have the right to be heard. Yeah, I may not agree with what you have to say, but you have the right to be heard. It's important. Let me see if I have anybody in the chat room. I usually talk to my chat room quite a bit, and I hope I get to tonight, kind of talking about her before I start playing the 3 clips I have. But this is so important to me. I think of a cousin that was in the shadows, kind of a flamer. He calls himself that, or did at one time. He'd probably be horrified if he heard it now. But he's involved in a government position, I guess is a nice way to say it. Elected by the people. Loved by the people. Because my cousin is about goodness. He's about helping others when they need a help up, not just a hand out. He's about conversations and never closing doors, no matter how repulsive he may feel about it. I like to follow his example. That even if I'm uncomfortable with a situation or a topic, that I should address it and see what I have to learn about it. First ask myself, what do I know about this? And then proceed, research it, and go from there. You know, this production is about a young girl who's about, I think, 10 years old, 9 years old. Suicide is involved in this clip. You know, if you're queasy, if you're emotional, please do not listen. I have spoke publicly about child suicide. I have a child that tried to commit suicide as a child, a young child. This hits home. For the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transsexual community, especially for transsexuals, suicide is at such a high rate. I don't have the numbers up for it, but it is a high rate. Let me make sure I haven't muted myself. Okay, good. It's such a high rate. Something has to be done. This virus of cyberbullying, and I think it is a virus, because it spreads throughout the young people. We had to figure out how to clean our hands of this. In order to stop the spread of viruses, it is often recommended that we wash our hands. It's time that we washed our hands of hate, prejudice, ignorance, isolation. How deadly isolation is. To feel like you're the only one. Now, in my research throughout the years on self-improvement and otherwise, I found the best definition of shame is this. The feeling of feeling hopelessly different from everyone else, that you will never be like the rest. That is shame. Perhaps you felt it at one point in your life, but I can't imagine it being a learned behavior, if heterosexuality was the minority. If it was the minority, and I'm growing up in a household where it's either 2 females or 2 males, and I had to hide this part of me. This part of me that's so wonderful, that can express love and communicate love. It's not dirty. It's not lustful. It's love. Now, some of my right-wing homeschool friends will have a problem with this. And, they can talk to me. Maybe this will be a chance to open a dialogue. Because it's time that cyberbullying, the stalking of children, the stalking of adults stops. It's too easy to hate and to malign yourself with ill-spoken people. The time of bloviation is over. We need some action. We need some love. And I really have to say that this hits home. I'm not for sure how much time. Okay. I got almost 3 hours left so I can get this done. So we're going to talk about the trailer. Kim Rocco Shields is the director of this well done short film project for now. It's called Love Is All You Need, with a question mark on the end. They're trying to get it into the schools. They need to do, from what I understood from watching some clips on YouTube, interviews and such, they're talking about an alternate ending other than suicide. They need something that gives the child hope. So, that gives the person hope. Hope is a good thing. In Hosea chapter 2, Hosea is a poetic book of the Bible. And Hosea was instructed to marry someone outside of his faith, a pagan. It clearly says a pagan. And she's a short-sighted hedonist. I don't know what else to call this woman that he marries. But at one point, he reaches out to her. And God says in Hosea 2, I think it's 15. Let me pull it up real quick because I want to quote it because it's so beautiful. And I love the book of Hosea. I love the book of Lamentations, though it's very dark and severe. Yet in the dark of the night, God reaches out and gives us hope, Let me look. Hosea 2. I had loosely prepared what I was going to say. Yeah, there it is. I've used this verse so often throughout my life, and I know it sounds odd to some people that I would be talking about loving scriptures that give hope when I'm talking about acceptance of homosexuals or people that are different from the normal society. Is there a normal society? I don't think so. I think it's an expectation that worldwide, culturally, that we have in our hearts that, oh my gosh. I have so many thoughts going through my mind, and my mind is going so fast and quick, that I believe in the emotional frequency technique, where, as often as I've said, hate is at the bottom of the technique, the emotional frequency. And joy being at the top. You have hate, then you have anger. Anger takes action. And I think we've been in a fear-based worldwide society, and we moved into anger. Remember all the overthrows of the government in the Middle East. That was anger, and it was moving, and it was changing. It was exploding. It was a sebaceous cyst on the root of humanity, and it exploded. So worldwide, we're living in this atmosphere of anger. We've gone from fear to anger. Some countries go back to fear, some countries are anger, and some have moved to love. I try to operate in the frequency of love. I don't always get there. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm evolving. You're evolving. Your sister's evolving. Your son's evolving. Your parents are evolving. The highest frequency is joy. And again, Ananda also means joy. Ananda was a disciple of the Buddha, was a favored disciple, a person that made a great deal of difference in our world as we know it. Our world would not be as it is without Ananda. And again, the best definition of Ananda that I know is the joy in existence the joy in an existence that without which the universe would fall apart and collapse. Ananda, which also means joy. And I didn't get that to just now. Again, this is an emotional show for me to do because it has deep meaning. When I watched this short film, it changed me. My outlook of, sometimes I would say, well, it's just a phase. She'll grow out of it. He'll grow out of it. Don't worry. He's going to be okay if I'm comforting a friend. I would often quote Madeline Engel. She wrote something. She was quoting someone else, and she wrote a book of a lot of quotes. She's a writer that wrote A Wrinkle in Time. And I like her perspective of being an artist and being a spiritual person. She was a Christian. She goes, love your child for who he is, not for what you would have them become. And I've held that in my whole life. To love people for how they are, not for what I would have them become. And that goes to expectations. Earlier today I was doing a show on a homeschool show because I'm a home educator. I homeschool my children. And I talked about being burnt out as a home educator, that home educators go through this sometimes. And it has a lot to do with expectations, of ourselves and not taking good care of ourselves, not loving ourselves, coming from a point of self-love, because when it comes to children, it takes so much dedication, and the goals do not have to be so high that they're unattainable. That brings a system of fear, a system of frustration, and you want a well-adjusted child. At least I do. I think you do too. So, I'm looking at the chat room. I appreciate the comments. I really do. Yeah, and I think weed is a medicinal plant. I think it helps a great people. But as things are prone to help, too much of a good thing can be bad. But I've never seen a weed overdose, and we'll go there some other time. But I'm in support of medicinal marijuana. They're going for that in Oklahoma. I hope they achieve that. Maybe it might help with my condition. Maybe your condition. And I am calling live from my home. It's a lot quieter now. They were replacing the roof earlier, and I tried to do a show. So if you listen to that show I did before this one, you're going to hear a lot of noise. That was not me. I thought they were going to come through the roof. Oh, my Lord, it was so loud. And so many people working there. So we're talking about Love Is All You Need, directed by the great Kim Rocco Shields, who just the other day, 2 days ago, was a recipient of the Rainbow Key Award from West Hollywood, determined by the West Hollywood Council. She was a person that was born to film. Her company that she started with a friend of hers in 2008 is Wingspan Pictures. Now, I spoke with Kim yesterday. A very invigorating speech, a very stimulating discussion of more than just this project that she's labored long and hard and very well done, I might say. Other projects, other things. When I get my mixer, I'm hoping to have her on the show and we can discuss in more detail the vision that she has, her artistic vision, her humanitarian vision. And she's good people, if you know what I'm saying. She's good people. So imagine that. Let me write this down. We're going to play a trailer, the movie trailer for it. And it's called Love Is All You Need. This is the movie trailer. And the clip that I'm going to play later is actually for visually impaired, so what you're not seeing will be described. This is going to be wonderful. But I want you to have a listen to this. This is Love Is All You Need, and it's
Some people say they are born the way they are destined to be. Some people say that it's a result of how you were raised. Sometimes I wonder if I could have turned out just like them. Normal.
Okay, so that was the movie trailer. It showed a variety of images, and I'm going to play this other thing now. And this has been very moving for me today. It's what I've been trying to say all my life, but not actually implemented all these things. As far as really actually identifying what the other side, I hate to use that term, the minority side feels, thinks, and wow, I can identify with this little girl having children. I can identify with this little girl having been a child. I think it's very approachable. And what they're trying to do now is get this in the schools. Right now she's going to, she's been, what's the word? Behind the scenes. And she's in Florida right now because of a reaction to it from a public school. They are showing this in public schools. In Canada, it was a few months ago, there was a big reaction from a father. His child fainted while watching this. It is graphic. Because there's been so much buzz about it, sometimes the teachers are not screening what they put in the classroom. Because it's only 19 minutes long, it lends itself to, a lesson plan, activities, talking things out, really empathizing with whatever the minority is, with what they're going through. So why don't we listen to the this Love Is All You Need, the getting the movie into the classroom, and then we will listen to the 19-minute short film, and I have permission from Kim Rocco Shields herself, and I'm looking forward to working with her on whatever she will allow me to work on with her. But we need to get some buzz. She is open for people to play this on their podcasts. I don't know if you have to call and ask her, but it was my distinct impression upon my discussion with her yesterday that she wants people to talk about this, that this was to be made to educate people, to instill more loving actions in people, and not to be so hate-filled. That hate, that's a virus. That is a virus, and we can stop it if we wash our hands, just like we do for the flu, wash our hands of hate-filled thoughts, of fear-filled anxieties. Lay your anxieties down. Lay your anxieties down. In that verse from the Bible, in Hosea 2:15, this is where God is wooing, I don't know how else to say that, wooing this woman's spirit. And this is what he says. And there I will give her her vineyards, and make the valley of Anchor a door of hope. And there she shall answer as in the days of her youth, as at the time when she came out of the land of Egypt. Now the valley of Anchor is the valley of trouble. Anchor means trouble in this case. Lay your anchor down. Now do you get it? When they tell you to lay the anchor down, it means lay your troubles down. And I have no idea why I'm coming up with all these verses, but they're healing verses. And I think that's what God is. It's a healing balm. The healing balm of Gilead. It truly is. So let's listen to Love Is All You Need to get it into the movies. Or the classrooms. Excuse me. All right, here we go.
Nearly 9 out of 10 gay, lesbian, and bisexual students are bullied in school.
He was beaten because he is gay.
He was being bullied
Bullied
killed
and
himself.
beaten for being gay.
Why do you focus on the hateful part of the Bible?
First time since this videotaped beating went public.
Where he had killed himself. Dumped off the George Washington
Jumping
Bridge.
off the
Caused
GW
him to
Bridge.
take his own life.
Sorry.
Killed himself.
You want my son to change, but you don't want this bully
It's accusing
to
the
change.
district of being derelict in its duties to protect
What
students.
could have been done differently?
The school probably won't do much of anything.
All I kept asking myself was why? Why?
In everyone's life, they've been bullied in some way or another.
Bullying's everywhere, and kids, aren't the nicest.
It could be because you have red hair. It could be because you wear hand-me-down clothes. It could be because you didn't get the best grades. It could be because you got the best grades.
Everybody has been touched by this one way or another, whether it's parents, teachers, students.
And I think a lot more people would like to see that stop than would like to see it continue. And the people that like to see it stop, this is your opportunity to make a difference.
Love Is All You Need is a short film about bullying.
Just admit you're a rogue, bro.
However, there's something a little bit different about the film. The film depicts a world where gay is straight and straight is gay.
It's basically the story of Ashley, who, as a young girl, realizes that she may be different than the rest of her family.
I was 5 when I knew I wasn't like my family.
She realizes she's attracted to a flower boy, but that's not what her society is teaching her. And as she struggles against that, she can't help but who she is.
Sometimes I wonder that if I had just ignored how that flower boy made me feel, I could have turned out just like them. Normal.
What we realize is that this young kid is a symbol for, or a metaphor for any kid who is having thoughts that are, against the norm.
The use of that inversion of the social norm is really important and really elegant as a learning tool.
I wish Julia's part was for a girl.
It's taking traditional misbeliefs about bullying, misbeliefs about sex roles, and flipping them on their heads. And only by using this dystopian world could you have that experience.
Once the film hit the festival circuit and started getting some recognition, there was a tremendous outreach by schools talking about and asking about when it could be shown in a classroom and a teacher could shape a dialogue around it.
We need dialogue, we need education, we need to talk about these issues of standing up for those who oftentimes are victimized or stigmatized because of who they are.
This film allows us to be able to see the situations in a different light and hopefully make them better or take those situations out of the picture completely.
I think this film is a teacher's dream. It is done like a feature film. It's engaging from the very first scene. And so because it is only about 20 minutes long, it gives the teacher a chance to build all kinds of other activities around it.
We're very excited to work with the filmmakers on this film because they want to work to make sure this film has things attached to it. So they have the lesson plans, discussion guides, the resources around the film that make it appropriate for a classroom settings.
Love Is All You Need was created to show why bullying creates such an impact on young people.
You queer. Smear the queer.
Why people are driven to a tragic end.
Do us all a favor, bro, and kill yourself.
The short film right now was made for the entertainment and the film festival circuit. However, if we're trying to hit a middle school, high school age range of students, the ending of what we have won't really work.
Why does everyone hate me?
You need to make sure that everything is in the positive light for youth, that they may be going through a horrible thing right now, but is there a possibility that it will get better?
I've been really fortunate to work with some of the top educators in the world in developing an alternate ending to this film, an alternate ending that will allow us to show this in every classroom across America.
It's time for people to start to do something. We've already talked to the schools, we already have distribution to get it out there. We just need this different ending.
We want to show that there is hope. And that's why in the alternate version, she realizes they'll win if she kills herself. And I think of Ashley as being at her most, she's a survivor.
In the end, we will now find Ashley, and she has realized that suicide is not the answer. And we flash back and we see that some of her bullies that we see through the film were actually bullied themselves. And that's such an important theme these days, is because Most bullies are bullied themselves. It's a learned behavior. So by showing that and showing that to kids and going to the why did it happen to Ashley and showing her rising beyond it, it will create a hopefulness to kids that are maybe watching it and being bullied themselves.
So the reason that we're raising $20,000 right now is to fund the additional scene to Love Is All You Need. There's no reason anybody should ever feel like they have one ending in sight for them. This film is one step in the turn of an alternate ending. It's one step in the turn of making a difference in the younger generation.
There's a lot of fundraising that you see on the internet. There's a lot of fundraising in general. There's a lot of outcry and outreach for things that will help better society. Love Is All You Need is a film that's already standing on 2 feet, and it just needs a little extra boost to get it where it needs to be, and that is into schools.
Okay, so that's part of the push behind the Love Is All You Need, to get people talking, discussing, to eradicate the teenage suicide that's due to the LGBT being a minority. No child is evil. No one deserves to go to hell. I don't even believe that there is a hell, but that is what I'm talking about. All right. I want to go ahead and go into what I need to talk about now, which is the film. Again, I spoke with Kim yesterday. It was a wonderful discussion. Was able to reach her. And boy, she reached me. Even before I spoke to her, she had already reached me. I watched this show the other night. And it's a 19-minute film. I put the link in the description of the show should you want to go to the link. Now, what I'm going to play for you is for the ones that are for the visually impaired, where it has a description of what is going on in the show that they cannot hear. So, and those people in the chat room, no. That's wonderful. Just wonderful. This is a serious topic, by the way. So this is Love Is All You Need. It is directed by Kim Rocco Shields. I spoke with her yesterday. As soon as I get a mixer, I will be more than excited, more than pleased to have her on my show. And we're making arrangements to where she can come to my hometown for a screening of Love Is All You Need, the 19-minute short film that has won awards. It's been in 20 film festivals worldwide. She just recently won an award that I spoke of earlier, just 2 days ago. The woman's remarkable. And she could have gone into making the big money, but she chose to make a difference. Let's hear the film out, and then maybe I can field some questions from the chat room, what they think of it. It is emotional. If anything can make you emotionally distraught, if you're in a fragile state, please do not listen. I am being that serious. It's an emotional short film. People identify with it in one shape or form. And the ending is controversial. When being shown in Canada, a boy fainted watching this. It had that much of an impact. And so let's go ahead and listen to this. I've given my warning. Anyone 18 and under, please leave now. This is a show that's been talked about greatly internationally in the States and Canada and otherwise. All right, so let's listen to this. Again, this is Love Is All You Need. As in the description of my show, I have a link to it on YouTube. So, and that's by Her Wingspan Productions is the link. And one of the actors in the film put it as a link. She posted the film as well. So this is approved to be heard, and I'm so excited. Let's start a discussion. Let's start a movement of love and not fear. Love is all you need.
Skyscrapers race away under a blue sky. Pulling through the atmosphere, Earth disappears into space. White specks coalesce to become a W with wings, surrounded by the words, Wingspan Pictures presents. A notebook cover turns. On a purple page, Love is all you need, a heart is drawn around Love is all. The page turns. A photo of a man holding the sign, Heteros are beasts. Below a photo of a sign reads, Heterosexuality is sin. Christ can set you free. The page turns. A sign with a rose and dagger reads, Romeo and Julio. A sticker reads, Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve. The page turns. Signs read, God hates heteros, and heteros die, God laughs. A heart reads, Ashley and Ian. A sign reading marriage equality shows two male figures. A torn photo of a sign reads, yes we can, but not if you're straight. Fade to black. In an emergency room.
Some people say that they are born the way they are destined to be.
Karen, it is a beautiful, healthy baby girl. Huh?
A brunette woman kisses a blonde woman in a gown. They smile.
Some people say that it's a result of how you were raised.
In a house, the blonde woman, Karen, feeds a baby.
Good girl. You're so good. Oh, mommy's home.
Problem with that theory is that I had the best, most normal parents anyone could have asked for.
She let me sleep today. She let me sleep for 2 hours. Show mommy how you do that. That's it, sweet.
At a party.
Growing up, I was a happy kid.
Happy birthday, Ashley.
Two gray-haired men carry a present to Ashley.
We were really the picture-perfect, all-American family.
Karen kisses the brunette woman. A hand takes a ring from a purple cushion.
I was 5 when I knew I wasn't like my family.
At a wedding, Ashley smiles at a boy holding flowers.
But it was at my uncle's wedding that I had the first sinking feeling that I wouldn't grow up to be like them.
Two smiling men, one black, one white, hold hands before the priest. A gray-haired man dabs his eye, sitting next to another man. Ashley's mothers smile. The grooms kiss, then hug guests in the pews.
Sometimes I wonder that if I had just ignored how that flower boy made me feel, I could have turned out just like them. Normal.
Holding the purple cushion, Ashley watches the boy walk down the aisle and away. Outside a house, two girls and boys, one short-haired, set down bikes and scooters. They sit along the front walkway.
What do you want to play now? I don't know. Want to play house? How about Ashley and I be the mommies and you boys be our kids and have to do whatever we say? No fair. Well, that's what mommies do.
Hey, how about we be the daddies and you do whatever we say? Yeah.
No way.
I got an idea. How about David and I play mommy and daddy?
The boys dart their eyes.
That's really weird.
No, it'll be fun.
That's really disgusting. What, are you some kind of breeder?
No, I'm not.
R2.
Am not.
R2.
Am not.
R2. Come on, David. We don't play with breeders. Telling everyone that you're a disgusting breeder.
I tried really hard just to be normal after that.
At school, a sign on a wall reads, Romeo and Julio. Two boys, one in a checkered hoodie, leave a classroom. Ashley runs after them.
Hey guys, you did such a great job in the suicide scene today. It made me cry.
Thanks, I thought it went pretty well too.
I wish Julia's part was for a girl.
Ashley likes boys. Ashley likes boys. Ashley likes boys. Ashley likes boys. Ashley likes boys.
Ashley watches the two boy hecklers press frisbees together and blow kisses at each other. The boy in the checkered hoodie turns and looks to Ashley, who looks away.
Oh, Ashley, you're so beautiful. Kiss me.
Ian, coming?
Ian, the boy in the checkered hoodie, looks at Ashley, then follows the other boy away. Ashley turns away. At home, Karen carries 2 plates to the dining table.
Ashley, did you tell your mom that you got cast in the school play?
School play? I thought we decided you were trying out for the football team.
I didn't make the team.
What? After all the coaching I paid for?
I'm sorry, Mom, I'm just not coordinated.
But you're coordinated enough to act? Isn't that for boys?
No, it's for girls too. We're doing Romeo and Julia.
I'm playing the nurse.
That's wonderful, isn't it, honey?
Ashley's mom continues writing.
Did you know that Shakespeare wrote it for his true love, Duchess of Southampton?
Duchess. Shakespeare was a heterosexual?
Yeah. Well, he loved her so much, but he couldn't divorce his husband. So he wrote Romeo and Juliet to express his love.
Who told you that?
Oh, Mr. Thompson.
Who's he?
The drama teacher.
Need to make a call to that school. Mm-hmm. And did you see who moved in down the street?
No.
A hetero couple.
How do you know?
I saw them getting out of their car. He put his arm around her, and they have a pink and blue flag on their bumper.
Karen cuts food for the short-haired boy.
Well, that is really blatant.
Ashley, I want you and Cooper going around the other way to school.
But that's twice as long.
I don't care. I'm not going to have you exposed to that perverted lifestyle, men and women living together. It's a sin. It makes me sick just thinking about it. It's so revolting. Honey, can I get some more bread?
Ashley sets her fork down. Cooper chews. Ashley bikes down a street. She sits on a swing.
In light of recent events in the Netherlands, where heterosexual marriage is now allowed, Pope John VII wants to remind Catholics all over the world that the Church has not changed its stance on this issue.
Ian walks up to Ashley on the swing.
Her Holiness reminds us, and I quote, "It is a sin for a man to lust after a woman.
At church, Ashley looks to her
It
mothers.
is an abomination for a woman to lie with a man outside of the breeding season. Any such person harboring lust in their heart for the opposite sex will burn in hell."
Lying on a lawn, Ashley and Ian hold hands.
Let us pray.
Ashley's face is submerged in a toilet. She walks her bike past a man and woman wiping a garage graffitied with "God hates heteros."
Just admit you're a rogue, bro.
A brunette girl lifts then dunks Ashley's head in the toilet.
What are you doing in the boys' bathroom? Come on, all of you, get back to class. Come on, Colin, get going. Ashley, over here. You know, Ashley, this school has a zero-tolerance policy for this kind of behavior. Imagine if your mothers had seen you holding hands with a boy in public. I should really call both of your parents, but I'll let this be punishment enough.
Thank you, sir.
This is just a phase that you're going through. You'll grow out of it.
Yes, sir.
You know, Ashley, maybe if you got yourself a girlfriend, all this teasing would stop. Now, finish cleaning up and get back to class.
I really did hope that it was just a phase like Mr. Thompson had said. But then I remembered how strong Ian's hand felt, and what the thought of kissing him did to me. And I knew that it wasn't a phase, and I hated myself for it.
Ashley sits at the edge of a pool.
Romeo is vanished, all to the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you.
Nighttime.
Or if he do, it must be by stealth. I think it best you marry with the county.
In Ashley's room.
Oh, he's a lovely gentleman.
She picks up her phone. A text from Paula reads, "Ashley does it with boys." She tosses the phone on her bed and picks up her script. She slowly gets up and picks up the phone. A text from Susie reads, "Nobody likes you, Ashley Curtis." From Paula, "Hetero? Gross." Ashley looks up, then back down. In an auditorium, Ashley and Ian enter from different doors.
I can't do this anymore.
What? But I thought you liked me.
I did. Look, my brother found out. He threatened to tell my parents. They'd kill me if they found out.
No, they wouldn't. They love you.
You don't know my dad's. My Aunt Sarah came out, and the entire family cut her off. We're not even allowed to say her name. Papa says God hates breeders, and they're all gonna burn in hell.
Ashley blinks and looks down.
Can I kiss you just one last time?
Ian looks away and shakes his head.
Please, I don't know when I'm ever going to get to kiss a boy again.
A girl watches Ashley lean close to Ian.
Gotcha!
Ashley watches 4 girls talking to each other. Ian backs away from Ashley.
What are you doing? Get away from me!
Ian.
I don't know why she keeps touching me like this. I was just trying to be nice to her. I hate you, Ashley Curtis. Stay away from me.
That's the problem. You can't be nice to heteros. But you can always teach them a lesson. Grab her!
Ashley flees. The girls run down an aisle and past Ian, who stands still. Outside, Ashley runs on asphalt. The girls pursue her. Frowning, Ashley looks back to see the girls giving chase.
You can run, you little row! But you won't get away! Come on, we're like Smear the Queer.
Yeah!
Boys join the girls chasing Ashley. Ian watches them follow Ashley into a building. He walks on. In a gym, Ashley runs onto the court.
Grab her!
A dark-haired older boy turns. He walks up to Ashley.
So this is the little queer bait that tried to hold my brother's hand.
He wanted me to.
No, he didn't.
He shoves her.
You forced him.
We saw her kiss him. Just now. Didn't we? Yeah.
You friggin' breeder. Grab her!
2 older boys, 1 black, 1 white, near Ashley. Ian's brother punches her, dropping her to the court.
Queer.
The girl kicks Ashley.
Smear the queer! Smear the queer! Smear
Feet
the
kick her.
Smear the queer! Smear the queer!
The girl uncaps a marker.
Smear the queer! Smear the queer! Do us all a favor, Rob. And kill yourself.
At home,
Yes, it's Karen. Ashley didn't come home at she's left.
Cooper sees Ashley enter. She holds a finger to her bloody lips. On her forehead, hetero. She slowly closes the front door.
That was 2:45. That was 2:45, and it's
Ashley,
over 6.
what the hell happened to you?
I'll call you later. Oh my God.
Not again.
Oh, Ashley, baby, sweetie, what?
Who did this to you?
Look at me.
Ashley, who did this to you?
Nobody.
Karen frowns.
Well, you didn't do it to yourself now, did you?
That's enough. Honey, please.
Who did this to you? I want to know right now.
Paula Snyder. Andrew Santilli.
Oh, Ashley, honey.
All right, then, march yourself upstairs. March upstairs and get yourself cleaned up. And you're going to start karate lessons tomorrow. No, I'm not going to have my kid get beat up.
Ashley lies awake in bed.
This is your fault. This is not my fault. I don't call her. You would not let me punish her after one that means help packaging under her mattress. Oh, God, Vicky, she was 8 years old. What am I well, I am not going to have a
The computer monitor glows.
Do you think I want her?
Ashley sits on the staircase.
Is it normal? I don't even know what's going on with her.
Ashley sits at her computer. An image of Ashley's face on a cow with the tag, Ashley. A message from Ian. I'm defriending you.
Fine. So maybe we just
She cries on the stairs.
Maybe we just let's just
A text from Paula. Die, faggot breeder. You're disgusting. From Drew. Why don't you just kill yourself, faggot?
normal child.
Faggot breeder! I'm watching you!
It's okay. We're gonna have a sister who's a breeder. Okay, we're gonna move. Fine. Let's move because you know
What if she gets beat up at the next place?
Well, you know what? Cooper's gonna get beat up here. If we stay here, Cooper's gonna get beat up too.
Ashley turns a faucet. Water pours into a bathtub. Ashley stares at herself in the mirror. Karen walks up to a door and knocks. Ashley turns. She looks back at the mirror and sobs. Water begins to fill the tub. Water pours into the bathroom sink.
Why does everyone hate me?
Ashley opens the medicine cabinet. She holds a prescription bottle.
Maybe there's a hetero heaven.
Ashley opens her eyes. She leans over the sink. She cries before the mirror, mouth open. She wets her hands and smudges the ink on her forehead. Karen stares at the bathroom door. The doorknob shakes. Sobbing, Ashley wipes her forehead repeatedly. 2 feet enter the filling bathtub. She grabs a scalpel and uncaps it. She smears the black ink over her forehead. She rolls up her left sleeve. Karen shakes the door. She yells down and looks back at the door. Ashley holds the scalpel to her arm. Her feet are submerged in the bath. Red drops plop into the bath water. Ian mouths, "I hate you." Tears run down Ashley's face. The girl kicks her. Ashley's mothers shake the door. Ashley cries. Karen throws herself into the door repeatedly. The girl lowers the marker. A line of blood mars Ashley's arm. Ian's brother yells. The scalpel cuts along her arm. Ashley's mothers beat on the door. Blood spreads through the bathwater. Texts continue to arrive on her phone. The boys point and yell. Blood seeps from a long cut on her arm. Blood blots out her feet in the water. She lies awake in bed. Ashley's mothers open the door. The water is stained red. Ashley's mothers reach into the water, spreading ripples. Fade to white. Words appear. Love is all you need? It coats her arm. All the events that took place in this film are true stories from victims of bullying. This film is dedicated to any child who has ever felt such darkness due to others' hatred and misunderstanding. Always know that love is meant to be within, and you should never feel wrong or alone by being who you are. Unique. Described by AudioWise. Previous credit, featuring music by Jen Glockner and Black Chords. Credits scroll. Produced by Wingspan Pictures. Director, Kim Rocco Shields. Creative producer, Rachel Diana. Producer, Dana Garner. Story, Kim Rocco Shields. Screenplay, David Tillman and Kim Rocco Shields. Cast: Ashley, Lexi DiBenedetto, Vicky, Carrie Lazar, Karen, Sherry Levi, 5-year-old Ashley, Sophia Pearl Stone, Grandpa Jay, David Manning, Grandpa Jim, John Reiner, Uncle Andy, Jason Ryan Lovett, Uncle Bill, Antoine Williams, Mr. Thompson, David Tillman, Paula, Valerie Vaca, Gabriella Holland, Melanie, Darian Blue Schuyler, Tanner, Wade McElhenney, Tommy, Noah Rotroff, Ian, Dante Thorne, Cooper, Luke Thorne, Kevin, Weston McElhenney, Monica, Isabella Lundeen, Susie, Fiona Perry, Michael, Patrick Michael, Ken, Daryl Gilbo, Hunter, Louis Bottino, Sharon, C. Ashley Caldwell, David, Jax Malcolm, Blake, Orlando Griffin, Richard, Patrick Charles, Drew, Michael Sulema, Priest, Farrell Salomon Reingold, Flower Boy, Josh Feldman, Nurse, Rachel Souza, Delivery Doctor, Brian Deming. Executive producers, Vicky Delia Shields, Kim Rocco Shields, Rachel Diana. Director of Photography, Sandra Valde. Production Manager, Candice Burton. Associate Producers, Amber Ugarte, Lucas Araguin, Letisa Moreno, Laura Windell. Casting by Rachel Diana. Production Designer, Nicole Ruby. Art Direction, Mallory Felino. Production Sound Department, Sabi Tulok, Kanan Triplett. Edited by Michael Paisley, K. Rocco Shields, Rebecca Gillespie. Sound Designer, Austin Cryer. Music Supervisor, Stacy Coleman. Copyright Wingspan Pictures 2011 in Los Angeles, California. www.wingspanpictures.com. www.loveisallyounneedthemovie.com.
Okay, I think all the listing of the names at the end is finally done. It is more dramatic if you just watch the straight movie without having the narration as was done, but because you could not see the movie as I was playing it in a clip, I thought that was the best option. So it's an important piece of work. It has helped so many families, so many people. and most importantly, help the children of our nation and other nations to realize that they're not alone. Again, as I said before, shame. The definition I have as shame is the feeling of being hopelessly different from everyone else and never being able to be normal. Shame. That dirtiness, that icky feeling, that feeling of being a freak, the feeling of not being loved. Now, I'm a writer, and I think the saddest story is when the characters refuse to love. How lonely that must be, to be void without love, void of love. So, and the people in the chat that are being disrespectful, this is a serious topic to me, and very rarely do I ask you to behave, but I'm asking, because this is truly important, truly is. So, what did you think of Love Is All You Need? Did you like the short film? Well, I'm sorry. I did warn people that it was an emotional piece of work, and there is the option, if it has dramatically changed your life or you see things in a different perspective, especially when the two lesbian parents are saying it's just a phase, we can move. What about the younger child? And being a mother of a child that's attempted suicide, this hits home to me. And perhaps you might know someone that was bullied, or you're a bully yourself, or were bullied. There's so many different ways to look at this, to encourage love and acceptance and the joy in existence. That's one of my favorite things. I love words. I love names. Like Ananda, as I mentioned before, means the joy in existence without which the universe would fall apart and collapse. You know, it is. And I want people to know that our podcasters that may be listening to my show right now, that Kim Rocco Shields, if you contact her through Wingspan Productions, Film Productions, that they are open to being interviewed, different people that took part in this film, the actors, the screenwriter. He did a great job. I loved it. Oh my goodness. Stabby, stabby, stabby. You are something else, my friend. You know, but I do think this is an important piece of work. It's short and sweet and to the point. Okay, maybe it's not sweet, but it has a big impact. I'm a visual writer, so I completely got this. I so got this, and it meant so very much to me. It meant so much for me. I do have a video of behind the scenes type of situation. I was thinking I wouldn't have time to play it, but this has gone along so fast, so quickly. Are there any questions from the chat room? I'm looking for questions, and let me go to this other page so I can look through the screen. Seems like somebody thinks it's a joke. Another person was moved. They are going to do another what do you call it? Another ending of this show to promote more hope, because suicide is not the only option. It should never be an option, in my opinion. My goodness. Looking at oh my goodness, you did not say that. Sometimes the people in the chat can be kind of irreverent, very irreverent. And I do have permission to play these clips, so I'm very, very happy about that. Why don't we play a song, and I'm going to bring up another clip. Oh my goodness, Stabby. It's not about race, it's about identity, it's about sexuality. And I think it's more of a child being secure in their identity. Your sexuality is just a part of your identity. It's not the whole core of your being. I think you could say that. So no questions from the chat room? Nothing at all? I thought you would challenge me I thought we could have an open discussion. Do you know someone like this in your life? Maybe a friend that has a child that's struggling with being bullied, being stalked, being assaulted, being cyberbullied. I really do think hate is a virus. And we can wash our hands of it. We can change. And this all comes down to expectations. Expecting your child to be a certain way. Expecting your friend, your spouse, your mom, your dad to be a certain way. Instead of loving them for how they are. Instead of how you would want them to be. And that's a quote from Madeline Engel, the loving your child for how he is, not how you would want, or not how, try to remember exactly, not for what you would have them to be. Now, I first came across that quote where it really impacted me with my second child as she was recovering from autism. And I expected her to be smart. I wanted Mozart. I wanted Bach. I was planning for Harvard for my child. And then autism came with the vaccine reaction, and life changed. It flipped. In just 6 short hours, my life flipped. Complete flip. And I had to learn that my child may never speak, may never jump up and down on 2 feet like any other child. I had all these expectations. And they were my expectations, not my child's. And when I could let go and let God, as they say, love my child for how my child was, every unique part of my child, every artistic expression, she was fixated on China and architecture. She loved Art Deco. She still does. She's recovered from autism now. And the child that they said that would never talk. Within 6 months of when I decided to let go and let God, my child started talking. We can deal with what is instead of what we want things to happen. Dealing with what is a lot more healthy. And you can go on a lot more reality-based to do that. We don't live in the world of Cinderella. And do you really want to go off and marry a man that you just met? Honestly, no. Oh, man. The chat room. Well, I want to keep this short and sweet. I want to let people know to contact the Wingspan Productions, the Wingspan Pictures, and it's www.wingspanpictures.com. So they have a number of different projects they have going on. They're very proactive, pay it forward type of people. And I want to honor that. I really do. Again, just 2 days ago, she, being Kim Rocco Shields, had won an award from the West Hollywood Council. There's only 5 recipients of the Rainbow Key Awards, and she was one of them. Otherwise there was the National Council of Jewish Women, the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, and Jeff Zorillo, Paul Cantamari, Chris Perry, and Sandy Steyer were the named plaintiffs in the Hollingworth versus Perry, the lawsuit challenging California's Proposition 8. Proposition. I said preposition, didn't I? It's been one of those days. People replacing the roof, loud, noisy. And of course, Kim Rocco Shields, director, writer, producer, and editor, but there was a screenwriter, for her short film, Love Is All You Need, which was released in 2011. It's been shown at more than 20 film festivals worldwide. The film that we just listened to, it really challenges assumptions about social pressure and conformity. Conformity, that's why I was mentioning Ananda and all those different things, even Hosea 2:15. And, the Bible is meant to be a loving piece of work, not a judgmental piece of work. It's written so that we may unite in love. not in fear. Fear leads to death. Living a fear-based life can lead you to a early death. Just like we've had a fear-based world climate. You know, I could just talk for a long time on this, and you know, one day I'll have more to add to this. We need to find some more funding for Love Is All You Need to turn it into a major production, a major film production. There's monies that need to be raised. If you think your city, if you know of someone that a group of philanthropy, a group of people that may be willing to support this, please let them know at Wingspan Pictures. You know, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Because it's not fun to be stalked or harassed or been sent all these violent emails. I've experienced that. I have. And I can't imagine what a child goes through. And I guess I can. I mean, my daughter was assaulted at her school. My daughter did end up in a hospital. I was told to release my daughter from the public schools, to withdraw her from the public schools because this is what the doctor said, or it was more than one doctor, that they believed that my daughter would not survive the school. So I identified with this young character, this young girl who in this film did not survive her school, did not survive her world. And what does that say about us? What does that say about you? I want you to contact me. I'm on Truth Talks Radio on Twitter, Virtuous Sermo, VERITAS SERMO, which is Latin for Truth Speaks. You can reach me at homeschoolpage at yahoo.com. I'm a home educator. So let me know what you think, if you have any questions, and I will let you know when I will be able to have Kim Rocco Shields on. She's amazing. It was a delight and a pleasure to speak with her. I'm amazed at her drive and her big open heart. Not everybody would walk away from the big money. Not everybody would do that. But thank God she did. I'm very thankful to God that she did. There's a lot of hurting people out there, and that includes me. Maybe it includes you. So let's have an open discussion, and since I don't see any questions in the chat room, I think I'm going to end this. I want to thank everybody in the chat room that showed up. I appreciate it. And I thank each and every one of you for listening. May all be well with you, and may you find Ananda, the joy in existence without which the joy in existence without which the universe would fall apart and collapse. That is you. That is me. That is the collective unconsciousness, Ananda. Maybe it might be a good name for your child. You never know. Ananda is where to go. All right. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I think that's it. Good night. Until tomorrow. Bye.